So this was the scene in Matamidi tonight as crews tried to prepare the field for a section final football game. And this scene played out at football stadiums all across the state tonight. Elk River in the snow tonight at Buffalo High School against St. Cloud Tech. Sherrod Kapan, nice touchdown run here for Elk River, and they would hold on to win tonight. So the Elks are going back to state. They win.
Apple Valley has had a heck of a football season, and boy, did the Eagles look great tonight against St. Thomas Academy. The Cadets tried to get on the board late in the first half. Charlie Fafinski picked off in the end zone by Josh Arnold. Apple Valley led big in the second half, then simply just piled it on because they just ran fundamental plays and were able to pull it off. Trey Kocher goes outside and finds the hole. Eagles dominated the line of scrimmage. Those are some big guys up front. 42-7 the final. Apple Valley advances.
Facing St. Thomas Academy, third quarter, Damian Swanson takes the pitch, and this guy, he runs hard. 20-yard gain for Swanson. Whole host of people bringing him down. Eagles ran all over the Cadets tonight. This time it's Trey Coker who takes it in for the touchdown, one of his 2 on the game, as Apple Valley wins big 42-7. That makes it back-to-back trips to state now for Apple Valley, 42-7. Once again, the final score of that one. Mankato West, how about them? This is their 4th trip in a row, 24-14 over Waconia.
And the first drive for Cooper, you can see the snow there, handoff to Ante Burns. He bounces to the outside, but fumbles out of the end zone just before crossing the goal line. Ball goes over to St. Louis Park. Ouch. Meanwhile, Johnny Sorensen, watch his pass across the middle to Achille Ferris down at the half-yard line. Orioles would punch it in on the next play to make it 7-zip SLP. Final minutes of the first half, Cooper's Cameron King going deep to Adrian Adams, a 37-yard touchdown, but the Hawks miss the extra point and trail 7-6. St. Louis Park goes on to pull off the upset, 13-12.
Check it out, quite a job to get the field ready there tonight. Snow playing a major factor in this one, sloppy first half. Watch Ante Burns, breaks off a nice run, he's about to score, but he fumbles the rock, stretching out for the pylon, touchback, SLP ball. They actually recover a handful of balls tonight. This one sliding all over the place here, but Karan Adams able to follow out for the Orioles, and that would set up this. Johnny Sorensen scores in the quarterback sneak. First touchdown of the game as SLP once again pulls off a huge upset, 13-12 the final, and like I said, first trip to state ever for the Orioles.
Cooper beat St. Louis Park 40-17 in the regular season. A much different story tonight. St. Louis Park came to play. Here's Johnny Sorensen with the bootleg. And that is a catch by McCabe Dvorak for 6, but no quit in Cooper tonight. Cameron King to Pedro Amasu. He will battle for the end zone, and he takes a couple hits, but he stumbled. He got in.
Oh, nice play.
13-12 with the footwork. St. Louis Park. Cooper wants to get out of there with the win. They go for 2, but did you see that? Running back Ante Burns bottled up in the backfield. What a thriller. What an upset. St. Louis Park with its first trip to state. 13-12 over Cooper.
Unbeaten Robbinsdale. Cooper looking for a second ever state tourney appearance. Good machinery there. Cooper down 7-0 late second. Cameron King hooks up with Adrian Adams for a 37-yard score. The extra point that was blocked. Cooper trying to take the lead in the second half, but St. Louis Park forces the fumble right at the goal line, and they recover. That was huge. St. Louis Park wins 13-12. They are headed to state for the first time in school history.
The Zephyrs looking to move on to state. The Titans are the beneficiary of a punt that barely gets kicked, rolled 15 yards, and Tartan is inside the 30. It looks like they will get points on the board after Trey Martin barrels for a first down inside the 15. But watch the Zephyr defense become a stonewall. Martin tries to get around the right side on third down, but loses ground, and again, the drive stalls and we remain scoreless. Right before the half, Tartan was again inside the 30 and looking to break the ice. The fourth down defense of Matamidi comes up big again. They hit Meyer as he throws. The ball falls harmlessly to the ground. And we go to the half scoreless. Matamidi goes on to win this one 14-0.
When we were there early, there was just nothing going on but defense. You can see the field was a mess. Nice play there by Jake Arlinson for Matamidi. Devin Washington for Tartan with a stuff right here. Final score tonight, Matamidi wins it 14-0 to win 4-5A. Andover over St. Francis 30-13.
A rematch in the Class 5A Section 8 championship. First half, all visitors. Alex's Cody Faber takes this one in for the score. Cardinals all the momentum into the locker room. up 14-0, but Brainerd showed some life in the fourth. Charlie Garretts takes the pitch for the long run into the end zone. 2-point conversion good. The Warriors are within 6. Defense then makes a stop. Next Brainerd drive, Garretts again down the sideline, right past the camera here. Just like that, Warriors take the 1-point lead late in the fourth, then some more defense. They were stingy all second half. Michael Empting has all day, but is picked off by Brady Anderson for the Warriors deep in Cardinals territory. Then Garretts puts the game away. They stamp their ticket to state, his third touchdown of the night. 23-14 Warriors, an incredible fourth quarter comeback. Brainerd fans, put your party hats on. The Warriors are going to state, 23 unanswered points to win by 9. Here's Coach Stolsky on the message at halftime to change the momentum.
The game was up to them. I said you're one of the toughest, this team's one of the toughest bunch of kids we've ever had here in my tenure, 43 years. And I said, we're behind, but it doesn't mean you're not tough. But now you got to decide, we got to make some plays. And we made them one at a time.
It'll be Matamidi against Owatonna in one of those games, the Section 1 winner against the Section 4 winner. The Section 5 winner, St. Louis Park, gets Brainerd, who won their game tonight. Apple Valley over Mankato West, Mankato West will play Apple Valley.
Yep.
And Andover over Elk River.
Two teams.
Play Elk River.
Lots of state experience.
That's a rematch of a shootout earlier this year.
Tie game into the second quarter, 7-7 when Orono's Nick Prentice fakes the handoff and keeps it himself. 31 yards on the touchdown run and a 14-7 lead. Back comes Holy Angels, though, on a wild and crazy play. 1 fumble, 2 fumbles, and somehow it finds its way into the hands of Peter Laird, who then goes the distance. Absolutely insane. He runs about 50 yards on this 41-yard touchdown play, ties it at 14 at the half. And the second half belonged to Tommy Shellstad. 3 touchdowns for Holy Angels, all coming on the hands and feet of Shellstad as the Stars advance to the state tournament. 35-14.
Just complete joy and excitement for these kids. I mean, they set the goal 4 years ago when they came. The goal got really real, 3 years ago. Last year, we lost in the section championship to the eventual champion Ild, and these guys from that day on wanted this so bad, so I'm just overfilled with joy that these guys achieved it.
We picked this up in the first quarter. Bobby Strigow gets the Spartans on the board first. Touchdown from 1 yard out, 7-zip. Orono. Story tonight, though, is Tommy Shellstad. This is one of his 4 touchdowns on the game. 7-7 the score at this point. Orono, though, would answer back later in the second. Nick Prentice dials up his own digits, takes his 30 yards to the house. Just a great run, weaving in and out of traffic. After that, though, it's all Angels. They win 35-14. The final. You see it right there.
Paul on the return. It is South St. Paul's Cade Sexauer. He's got a burst. He's got some room. And yes, he's got the goal line in mind. He takes it all the way to a snow-filled end zone and tumbles in. The Packers were dominant in every phase, including defense tonight. Simply fumbled on the option here. Antonio Cortez picked it up. That's a live ball. He did the rest. That is a pickup and a sprint for 6. Packers all night long. South St. Paul 41. Assumably 6.
North Branch, they got a great quarterback. Aaron Robillard will roll out and find Connor Hartman for a 10-yard touchdown. But the story of the game tonight was Spencer Ware for Cloquet. He scored 7 touchdowns.
Oh my gosh.
And Cloquet wins that game 46-26 the final. So here are the 4A state quarterfinal matchups. Friday at 5 o'clock, Ricori and Holy Angels will play. The Section 1 winner, Winona, against Fridley on Friday night at 7 o'clock. These are various sites around the state. South St. Paul will play Marshall. That's going to be a great game. And the winner of that Becker-Big Lake game tomorrow will play Cloquet on Friday night at 8 o'clock.
Between Glencoe-Silver Lake and Jordan, fourth quarter, Carson Strike scores one of his 4 touchdowns on the game, bullies his way in, 35-28 Glencoe, but Jordan just would not go away tonight. Tariq Smith will score right here to tie things up at 35. Game goes to OT tonight where Jordan gets the win 42-41. First trip for Jordan since 2012.
3A looks like this. The Section 1 champ, either Lourdes or Plainview, will play St. Croix Lutheran on Saturday at noon. Mora against Pequot Lakes. That'll be a great game on Saturday at 3 o'clock. And then Jordan will face Fairmont. That's a 3 o'clock game next Saturday. And Piers will play Proctor. That game is a 3 o'clock start. In Monticello, Maple Lake and Minneapolis North. Ben Clapp tosses. Tyler Johnson catches the ball. Catches him rather. Taylor Johnson rather. On a big play. But then they'll score the touchdown. Zach Cargill will take it in. And they would lead 8-0 against North. In fact, they led 14-0 when Ben Clapp hands off to Ben Riley, who runs in for the touchdown. But North would rally. Watch this punt return by Zion Sanford. This is going to cover 70 yards in the snow at Monticello.
Oh, he can
to
fly.
put the Polars on the board. And after that, Minneapolis North would go on to win the game. The final score, North wins 44-30. They move up a class from 1A to 2A, and they're going to state quarterfinals.
Their only loss in 2017 NCEUH at the Fargo Dome, and the Tigers strike first, and it's Mr. Do-It-All Jack DeWolf. The keeper on the outside. He breaks free down the sideline. No one's catching him. Touchdown. 2-point conversion is good. 7-0 Tigers. Let's go to the second half. Titans get within 2, but Zach Henry has the answer. On the sweep, sheds the wimpy tackler, and he's gone the house for 6. Lead is up to 8, but NCUH made things interesting. Tate Messi fakes out the camera, then finds Noah Clemenson in the end zone. Nice pitch and catch, cuts it to 2, but an important 2-point conversion, and the Nevis defense stands tall, ball knocked down to keep the lead. This defense made a big stop every time they had to, and guess who here? DeWolf goes up to get the interception. That will seal the win. Tigers are your section champs and going to state next weekend.
I'm just so proud of the guys, and just they kept grinding and grinding, and we've been in games like this all year. And being here last year, I think it just really helped us to finish this one. That's what we talked about, was finishing it, and we did it. And taking that victory formation is nothing sweeter for these kids.
We came into playoffs saying we wanted to play 5 games, and that 5th game being the state championship. And we knew this was just one step in the journey. We've been talking about the journey since 9th grade, coming and just taking every game at a time till we're seniors, and we just don't want to stop here. We want to keep the intensity up and keep going. We're not done here.
So the Tigers avenge their only loss, 20-18 over the Titans. Next up, state next week at BSU. Section 4 9-man championship at the Fargo Dome, and the Verndale offense came ready to go. Mac Jones finds Luke Weniger just in bounds for the score. Pirates lead early, the fans loving it. Then later, this time Jones with the legs. QB sweep to the left, hits the juke button and powers through the hole for 6 more. Verndale also going to the state tournament for the first time since 2009. They win 26-16 over the Chargers. Section 8 3A championship, Pequot Lakes, Perm. Patriots down 7, but Nathan Trout answers from a yard out for the score. We're all tied up. Then the second, Blake Lane finds Max Schindel here on the rollout. 18-yard pitch and catch to the house. Pequot up 14-7, and later in the half, Lane again. This time he's going to go to Trout, and look at the effort at the end of the play. He won't be denied the end zone for the score. 56-22, Patriots roll to their second trip to the state tournament in school history. 2A final, Royalton, Moose Lake, Willow River at Esco. Early first, Royals with possession. Riley Smizer, though, the carry. Ball is loose, and the Rebels take over. They then capitalize. A knockin' Oswald is in for the touchdown. 6-0 Moose Lake. Then just before the half, it's Oswald again. 6 more on the scoreboard makes it a 14-0 game. A tough one for the Royals tonight. They fall by 14.